Hello, everyone. This is Todd for Lore, episode 202. Speaking of two, we are 48 hours away from two amazing matches. We are 24, actually, I'm 24. We are about 10 hours away from possibly a new champion in another promotion. But most importantly, we are 202 episodes deep into Top for Glory. We are 24 hours removed off of a dream, an all elite dream. We are 24 hours removed off of AEW WrestleDream, and where there's wrestling, there's reviews, predictions, gameplay, whatever. But most important, there's talk for glory. So here I am. Introductions are always a must. I'm an Nigga 4 here to bring you AEW WrestleDream 2024 review. So I'm going to be reviewing only the championship matches. If you guys have a favorite match outside that's non-title, by all means, more than happy to hear it out. Also, just letting you know that I'm probably going to be speed running one of these. So let's get straight to it. So it's for the ROH World Championship. It is defending champion Mark Briscoe versus Chris Jericho, with the winner being Mark Briscoe. And damn, where the hell do I start with this one? Yeah, fuck this match. That's kind of how I'm starting it off. I didn't care about this match. Me and Smooth talked about how the idea of a Ring of Honor wrestler challenging Mark Briscoe for the ROH World title and telling Mark, hey, congrats, you're good, but you're not as good as Jay. That sounds great when it's someone from Ring of Honor. It could have been Vincent. It could have been Matt Taven. It could have been Roderick Strong even that says that. It could have been Adam Cole. It could have been... No, not the Beast Mortals. It could have been Shane Taylor. Could have been Roosh. Just a list of people that were a part of Ring of Honor. A list of people that faced the Briscoes. A list of people that have either faced Mark or Jay by themselves and just gone, hey, one's good, the other one's better. But when it's Chris Jericho saying this stuff, it's kind of weak. And speaking of weak, I just could not get into this match. Not only as a challenger do I not give two shits about Chris Jericho, but the idea of Chris Jericho co-main eventing this show was a fucking war crime. I'm just going to leave it at congrats, Mark. I understand Ring of Honor only has 3 pay-per-views. So, we got to get the ROH World Champ a couple times on AEW TV. Speaking of ROH and AEW, guys, let me know what you think about this. We've seen the ROH television. We've seen the ROH World. We've seen the trios. We've seen the tag champs themselves. When do we finally get to see Athena, the ROH Women's World Champion, the longest reigning ROH champion and currently the longest reigning champion across the board from ROH and AEW? When do we get to see her on a AEW pay-per-view? So you guys let me know, what pay-per-view would you love to see Athena appear on and defend the AEW Women's World Championship? Or maybe I might be the only one that's an Athena fan. But yeah, again, congrats to Mark Briscoe. Hope you have a better challenger than Chris Jericho. Yes, guys, we're having back-to-back world champions open the Talk for Glory review. So for the AEW World Championship, it is the American Dragon, the only man that has 3 5-star matches by Talk for Glory. Surprisingly, he is now the former AEW World Champion. He's also on the thumbnail for the last time, so I'll give you your flowers. It is the final countdown, and I'll even give you the total acknowledgement. He is a former WWE World Champion. He is a former ROH World Champion. He is the former AEW World Champion. Bryan Danielson versus Violence Incarnate. He's a wild man. It is the Death Rider, Jon Moxley, with the winner being Jon Moxley. And I'll be honest here, this match was fine. It wasn't great, but I know that these two have had better. It never felt as if they truly got into that second high gear. And I think that was kind of the problem here for me. And when Mox hits that power driver and then transitions into the sleeper hold, the only time I felt, oh, we're about to hit a high-rise spot is as the crowd's really just chanting for Bryan. And wow, I really took for granted what Bryan Danielson meant to the people. Or maybe that's just because they were in Washington. But hearing kids screaming for Bryan and for him to pass out, which this might be a little rant about just wrestling in general. I hate how in some submissions they check the arm, and then in some and just other submissions they look and they go, "Oh, his eyes are closed. That's it. Ring the bell." That's kind of how I felt here, where I think the impact of the situation. One moment. The impact of the situation would have ringed a lot louder if the ref had checked the arm, and as the ref is checking Bryan's arm, I believe it's 3 or 5 checks. At the fourth, actually no, at the final one, which would be perfect. At the final drop, Bryan's about to power through, but then his arm just drops, symbolizing that his body's giving out on him. But speaking of body giving out, it was the final countdown for Bryan Daniels. Jon Moxley said what he said, and he meant it, that he had to be the one to retire Bryan. Now, unfortunately, this isn't like a full-on retire. It just means that Bryan's not going to be a full-time wrestler. But for the most part, thank you, Bryan Danielson. Thank you for the matches you gave this year. And on your way out, you decided that you wanted to turn the hell up and basically force Talk for Glory's hand in giving you 5-star matches. No matter how I felt about you throughout the years, I had to give you those goddamn 5 stars. But one for the road. Bryan Danielson, you failed me. I was hoping all you had to do was last 48 hours, because we were almost in a time and place where world champions were technical wrestlers. We were almost there. But our new AEW world champion for the 4th time, Jon Moxley. Now, what happens after this? I kind of just go, what's the word? My mind kind of just goes blank, because although it was some kick-ass stuff, the match itself kind of just like took me out. So everything else that came after was badass when I rewatched it this morning. But it's just, okay, Wheeler Yuta's there. Also, I may as well get this out. Wheeler Yuta staying face and wondering who's he going to stay with would have actually hit me if he lost the trios titles. Because I understand that if they had lost the trios titles, Pac, Claudio, and Wheeler Yuta, and then they show signs of Wheeler Yuta struggling to or being conflicted, but they were still the trios champs. At this point, it wasn't, oh, who is Wheeler Yuta going to choose? It was, when is he going to turn on Bryan? That was kind of the issue I had with the whole Wheeler Yuta stuff. Because if he really was like conflicted, he would have lost those trios titles on purpose. And I know a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's his first title in AEW." All right, guys, just saying, Wheeler Yuta can win the TNT title. Wheeler Yuta can win the Continental Classic title. Wheeler Yuta can win mid-card titles. It's very possible for Wheeler Yuta. If he can win the Ring of Honor Pure, he can win the TNT, the Continental Classic, not the Continental Classic, the Continental Championship, the international title. He can win one of those three titles. So, yes, I think if Claudio, Pac, and Wheeler had lost the trios titles prior to this, I would have really been invested. Like, oh, wow, Wheeler Yuta maybe doesn't want to be in this. Maybe he doesn't want to be in Blackpool Combat Club. Maybe he doesn't even want to be near Claudio. He doesn't even want to be trios champion. But the fact that he kept the belt just made me go, all right, he's just going to turn on Brian. Hell, he's probably going to be the one that chokes him out. And I was fucking right. Because I'm not going to lie, this was attempted murder part 2. I guess all out wasn't enough. But congratulations, Jon Moxley, on winning both the IWGP and AEW championships in the same year. When it comes to Jon Moxley and success, he is the 2022 Top for Glory Wrestler of the Year. Who knows? Maybe he's trying to get that back-to-back award, because we have yet to have a back-to-back winner, or not back-to-back, but a 2-time winner. Who knows? December's not that far away, guys. Right now, it's clutch season. Logan James, how are you doing, man? I remember seeing you in the previous one, so I'm glad that you're being consistent. Welcome to Top for Glory, man. How did you enjoy WrestleDream? But, yeah, congrats, Mox. 2 titles throughout the year. And who knows, maybe you are trying to clutch out that Wrestler of the Year. It's not set in stone, but sorry about that, guys. Wasn't trying to have a loud car in my background, but oh well. But yeah, congrats, Mox. So those are the world titles out of the way, but we're not out of the woods. God damn it. But we're not out of the woods of unsatisfied just yet. Because next is Mariah May versus Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's Championship, where the winner is Mariah May. I just want to say 2 things. One, Mariah May needs a story. As women's champion, she's had matches, and if people that complained about where's the story, look no further than Mariah May. Now, if you're someone who's just here for the matches, Mariah May's, she's kind of on a hot streak, but at the same time, she's kind of facing people where it's like, if Mariah was probably 3 or 4 defenses deep, you would want her to win. Unfortunately, she fought Widow Nightingale, and Widow Nightingale is a goddamn fan favorite. A lot of people wanted her to beat Athena. A lot of people wanted her to win the TBS title. A lot of people want her to win the AEW Women's Championship. When it comes to Willow Nightingale, I think she is the most beloved babyface in the women's locker room. And whenever she gets her moment, it's a win for everybody. Great wrestling dream. And I think Team AEW versus Team Champion with BCC. Okay. That's probably in the works. I know a lot of people say that Shane McMahon will show up in AEW. That's interesting. I don't share that same sentiment, but anything can happen, right? So in this match, I liked it. I'm hoping that we get a part 2. Willow Nightingale and Mariah seem like they kind of just meshed well. But this match kind of had that issue of what I like to call could have been on a weekday. So all companies kind of have this issue for me, where I'll use WWE for example. If we go back to Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, it kind of felt like it could have been a Monday Night Raw match. That's kind of how I felt with this one. It could have been a Dynamite match, a Battle of the Belts even. Do I want to see these two go at it again? Yes. And I'm also hoping that Mariah May gets what she wants. And what Mariah May wants is Mina Shirakawa. She wants her friend. She wants the other half of Rose Gold. Guys, answer down below. But do you think Mariah May will challenge Mina Shirakawa to a match defending her AEW Women's Championship somewhere down the line? Also, for people that either want Mina worldwide, whether you're a Rev Pro fan, AEW fan, Stardom fan, answer this. How do you guys feel about Mina Shirakawa traveling from place to place to place? Actually, even another question. Do you guys think Mina Shirakawa is All Elite bound? That's a question for you guys to answer. But let's move on to the next match. It is for the AEW TNT Championship. It is the scapegoat Jack Perry versus the wrestler Katsuyori Shibata, with the winner being Jack Perry. And I'm not going to lie, this match was kind of heat. I fucking love when Shibata wrestles. I don't think I've ever gotten tired of his matches. And say what you will about Jack Perry, this TNT title run has been fun. It's been great. Is it Miro level? No. I think that's a bar that's very high. But I can admit that it's been entertaining. Say what you guys will about Jack Perry. Since returning, he's been on fire. Now, him winning via roll-up and Shibata, I guess, just not breaking his grip on the chokehold he had, that was a choice. I don't know. For some reason, I've never been the fan of wrestler and doesn't realize he's getting pinned kind of trope. Never been a fan of that. Like, has it ever happened in wrestling when one person has a submission locked in, but they're also getting pinned, and then the person is taps out before the referee can hit 3, and the referee notices it? Because I know it happened with Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan, where the ref's counting 1, 2, and Liv starts tapping, and then the ref counts 3 because she didn't see Liv tap. So has that ever happened in wrestling where the ref sees the tapping and he stops the count and goes, "Oh, you tapped before I can get to 3, so this person retained or is a new champion"? Yeah, I would actually like to see that happen in wrestling. But the aftermath of this was hectic as all hell. We get Daniel Garcia saving Shibata. Then we get a face-to-face between Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry. And then we get MJF now gunning for Daniel Garcia. And then we get the return of the 2019 Talk for Glory Superstar of the Year, that being Adam Cole. Baby. So now everyone's gunning for somebody. Jack Perry's just champ. Daniel Garcia wants a TNT title. MJF is gunning for Daniel Garcia's head, and Adam Cole is back. Who's he gunning for? Maybe he's gunning for the gold. Maybe he's gunning for MJF. Maybe he's gunning for everybody. And what does this mean for the Undisputed Kingdom? But be all and end all, congratulations, Jack Perry, on retaining the TNT Championship. Continue this run, Scapegoat. Next on the... Well, actually, yeah, because this is only champions. Next is for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. It is the Corporate Bucks. Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson, Jeremy Buck, Max Buck, Generation Me, the Young Bucks. You guys know that we got to call them every name in the book.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but can you show a little more respect next time and call us by our God-given names of Nicholas and Matthew Jackson? You see.
Okay, fine. Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, Corporate Bucks. That's been the personal nickname I've given them since they've done this whole shtick. To me, they're corporate. They are HR. To me, they're the Corporate Bucks versus Private Party, Max Caster, and Mark Quinn. This match was fucking awesome. And yeah, where do I start with this? First off, if you're a NYC native and you've seen Private Party from the Indies and you've seen Private Party in the Indies, you know that watching this moment, watching the independent show that they were featured on, shout out Amazing Red, you kind of get the feeling, oh, this is their moment. And I remember texting Smooth about Private Party and just this match in general, how there are 3 tag teams in AEW that should have been AEW Tag Team Champions. That being Proud and Powerful, Santana Ortiz, Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta, and Private Party. Unfortunately, 2 out of 3 of those tag teams are gone. So why the fuck did Private Party lose? Why? The Young Bucks are what, 3-time tag team champions? They didn't need this fucking win. We had the promo package. We had the fan interaction. We had the heels doubting them. We had everything perfectly lined up. And I just got to ask, why? Why did Private Party lose? This feels like Swerve in Our Glory versus the Acclaimed, where they lost at All Out, but they end up winning at Arthur Ashe at Grand Slam, which to me, it just didn't feel the same. And there are a lot of times in wrestling where you're red hot today, you're 100%. It is very rare that you are 100% on a good day and you get your moment, and then you lose. Just why? Why? I would have been so fine with Private Party winning this because they're AEW OGs. They're one of the first people that got signed, and they've done nothing from 2019 to now. Being called a mid card act or whatever the hell Matthew Jackson said would have been so perfect for Private Party to win and go from that mid card act to top tag team. And I have seen AEW fumble my favorite tag teams. So I'll ask the question here. Do you guys think AEW misses the mark, especially with its tag team division, when they are at the pinnacle of getting over? I watch Best Friends be one of the top tag teams, and then somewhere in the pandemic, they just got lost. I saw Proud and Powerful be the best tag team on that damn brand on that damn show, and they not once got those titles. And I don't want the same thing for Private Party, for the love of God. Even if it's actually no, because like I said, it's very rare that you check off all the boxes, and I don't know if they'll ever get that moment again. I felt the same way when Kenny beat Will at Wrestle Kingdom, and you couldn't have told me, oh hey, they're gonna have a better match, which it's up for debate if part one or part two is better than the other, but not everyone can do that. Not everyone can have a better match than they did previously. Again, I think the Acclaim had a better match at All Out against Swerve in Our Glory than the one they had at Grand Slam. This was 10 out of 10 perfection. Who knows if Private Party will get that 10 out of 10 again. But be all and end all, the winners are the corporate bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. And if you're from New York like myself, like Smooth, you know how good it feels to see people like Eddie Kingston and Santana and Ortiz to do good after seeing where they started. And then on the other side, you see them just lose. And you're just like, why? Just why? But I'm going to go on a giant spiel about Private Party if I continue this. So I want to thank everyone that'll be listening to this. I understand that it's Sunday. It's 9 p.m. where I'm at. You guys weren't expecting this. There weren't many posts about this. So thank you, everyone that'll be listening to this. Like, comment, subscribe. But also, make sure you guys do the one thing that, we love doing here at Talk for Lawyer. That's follow the socials. You guys can follow myself at Enigma_B4_ on my Twitter, Smooth81 on his Twitter. Young Smooth TFG on his Twitter, Enigma_B4 on my TikTok, Enigma_B4 on my Instagram, Enigma_B4_ on my Twitch, and Smooth81 on his Twitch. And remember, guys, to follow me on Kick, the gaming website, guys. But most importantly, remember, guys, to follow Talk for Glory everywhere, that being Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube especially. Guys, we are 1,000+ in subscribers. A personal goal for me and Smooth that we had this year, I think we were like 800 or 900, and we were wondering, hey, do you think we can hit 1,000 before WrestleMania? And I think that week we hit 1,000. So I'm glad that we hit that personal goal. And then to see that we're growing and it's just getting better. I'm talking to a lot of you guys online. Whenever there's a lot of people that talk to us in the comments, that's always going to be appreciated. But remember, guys, drop a like, drop a sub, comment, do everything in between. Let's get into the main event. That being for the AEW International Championship. It being Konosuke Takeshita, the new alpha, versus a man that has a lot of speed. I'm sure he was a prince somewhere. People say he moves like a puma. Ricochet versus the Commonwealth Kingpin, the aerial assassin, wait a minute, gotta get his graphic up there because you guys already know that this is going to be constantly being brought up. The 2023 Top Glory Superstar of the Year crowns fucking up. He is the Billy Goat. He is the former AEW International Champion, Will by God Ospreay. I know it probably won't happen, but Bryan Danielson returned to WWE. Maybe, but for a Hall of Fame induction. But that's the only way I see it. But this match was fucking awesome. And when I say that, I mean that in both the regards of if you're someone who just likes to see high impact, high speed, fast paced wrestling style, this is for you. If you're someone that pulls your hair out over the flippy shit, this stuff's for you. And then if you're just someone that is a all-around wrestling fan, what I mean all around, I mean you just watch other stuff, this kind of is impactful for you. Because I kind of did like the ELP callback spot where Takesha hits another reverse dude buster, or I guess peach driver, onto a table. Someone keep Takesha away from tables where he actually has someone land on their neck. Another one of my favorite spots is definitely the Doomsday Device into land on the feet, German, half and half, German, double German, all that. Guys, this match was fucking heat. It's definitely getting that Talk for Glory star rating. Whoops, that's weird. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely getting that. But to talk about what really happened, if you're a New Japan fan, as a United Empire fan, this one kind of hurt like hell. But Takeshita wins the belt via Kyle Fletcher turning his back on Will Ospreay. And I just have to say one thing. This felt insanely like Jimmy turning on Jey Uso. As in, it made no sense. And what I mean by that is, I understand Don Callis family, I guess on paper, Kyle Fletcher has done more as a single star, and that's kind of what he's trying to branch out as. But Mark Davis isn't retired. He's going to come back eventually, and he's going to have to pick sides. And guys, I am curious as to what you guys think. Do you guys think Kyle Fletcher stays within the Don Callis family? Do you guys think Mark Davis joins the Don Callis family? Or do you guys think Aussie Open is Aussie over? You guys can comment that down below. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, that's what this felt like. There was no real signs of Kyle Fletcher turning on Ospreay. And if there were, it had to be in the same sentiment that like me and Smooth were talking about when we went to MSG last year. And we were like, imagine Jimmy turns on Jay. That would be dumb as hell. I had that same thought process when I went to Grand Slam a couple weeks ago, thinking it would be very dumb if Kyle Fletcher were to turn on Ospreay, because a lot of people really want a United Empire AEW. And yes, guys, Will Ospreay technically still is a part of United Empire. So what happens if we were to say, okay, Fletcher did this, now Ospreay calls up Jeff Cobb. Fletcher did this, now Ospreay calls up the GOAT Okan. What happens if Ospreay makes a call to the man of Mana, former Never Openweight champion Henare? Because, like the saying goes, United Empire runs the world, and they can show up anytime. And I don't think Kyle Fletcher can handle all that. But this match, again, was amazing. I would recommend that anyone watches this. But I do want to tell you guys this. Similar to when Brian won the AEW World title, you guys didn't wait, not even an hour in, to say that it is better than his WWE World Heavyweight Championship win. I'll say this now. Will Ospreay versus Ricochet versus Konosuke Takeshita is not better than Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels for the X Division title. It is not better. If you guys want to say it's one of the best triple threat matches you've ever seen, that's fine. But that triple threat is either top 2 or the number 1 best triple threat I've ever seen. If Talk for Glory was created back then, that would have been the first ever 5-star. But with all that being said, guys, I want to thank everyone that will be listening to this, everyone that enjoyed the show, everyone that enjoyed the Talk for Glory WrestleDream review. Remember, guys, drop a like, drop a sub. Comment down below what was your favorite match. Even if it wasn't on the list here, comment down below what was your favorite match, title, non-title, all of that stuff. Stay safe. Have a great day and or night. And most importantly, above all else, enjoy wrestling.